Hey, 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 beautiful people. Hey, I know I gotta do my mic check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, testing at the mic. Mic check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, see, we good to go. I just gotta make sure I can hear myself. So, good morning, beautiful people. It's your girl LJ, and we're about to walk it out. So, my energy is not where it normally is. I woke up tired, fatigued. I tried talking to y'all. Well, I didn't try. I did. I talked to y'all about stage 4 endometriosis and adenomyosis. And so I think today is like a transparency day. Like, I get on here. Let me go ahead and at least start my walk, y'all. So we can at least get that going. So I'm getting my watch going. I'm gonna start walking at 2.5 miles per hour just to get the blood flow going, start off slow. And I'm gonna try to walk a little faster today. Okay. I've been slowing it down a bit these past couple of weeks, walking like 3 miles per hour, but we're trying to get 3.8. So I did try talk. Well, I keep saying try. I didn't try. I did. But I talked to y'all about endometriosis and adenomyosis. Um, but I just got to keep it real with y'all. So just so y'all know, I get on here to stay accountable and to push myself. But I may not always get on here with the best energy. I get on here and I try to smile and just act like life is great. Which you got to think positive to get positive results, right? So I try to get on here with the best mindset, but I just be real. When I turn this camera off, y'all, it's a whole different me. It's like I go from that, like, you ever see somebody out in public and like you could be having a bad day and you see them in public and you're like, hey, and then once they turn away, you like it's like you go back to how you were feeling. But a lot of times I feel like we try to cover up how we're really feeling. And that's what I do a lot. I mean, duh. Pretty sure that's what a lot of people do. It's like when you push play on the camera or record or whatever, it's like you almost feel like, okay, action. I have to be this different person. Cam and Bray for life. Hey, 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 how are y'all? So it's like I feel like I get on here and I try to give y'all this positivity, which that normally is me. But I just want y'all to know some days that's not what you're gonna get. Like this morning, I told y'all with me having stage 4 endometriosis, a lot of my pain normally happens in the morning, like when I first wake up. And it just depends on the day because it's not always like that. But today is just one of those days where I woke up not feeling good at all. I'm inflamed this morning. So I tried drinking my juice from Sunday. Y'all know I make juices to help with inflammation and all that. So I tried drinking some of that. I even took a ginger shot, y'all. I told you I was gonna start taking ginger shots because ginger does so well for the body. But so far it hasn't kicked in. I'm still feeling very, very, very inflamed. And that's why I'm so grateful for y'all who get on here because it keeps me accountable. Because today probably would have been one of those days where I did not get on here. I probably would have stayed in bed. I feel very fatigued today. Linda Braylon is me. Okay. So with both of y'all on here. But hey, hey, thank y'all for joining. I like seeing new faces, new names in the chat. I got on a different time today because I want to see how 11:30 would work versus 11 o'clock because I tend to always get on at 11 o'clock. And I feel like by the time I'm hopping off, that's where I'm seeing new faces. So I'm not feeling that good today. I'm not feeling that good today. So, but that's why I tried taking a ginger shot this morning. Hey Hassan, good morning, good morning. Hey Art Award, good morning. I'm glad to see y'all on here. I was just explaining that I changed my time from 11 to 11:30. I just want to see how that works. Because normally when I'm getting off, I think by the time I'm getting off of here, that's when I realized I feel like more people are getting on, especially new people. Good job, Hassan. I love you for being on it. So I just want to see what 11:30 was like, what my analytics look like after I get off today. But yeah, I'll just explain how today just one of those days where I'm not feeling good. The leggings are slaying. I love how white they are. Yeah, normally I don't wear white. White is, even though I love, white in my place. I told y'all everything in here is white, and I have a like the accent color. But thank you. I'm glad you love my videos. I appreciate it. That keeps me motivated and encouraged. So yeah, I don't wear white often. um, but yeah. So let me see where I'm at time wise. I said I'm gonna try to pick up the pace today, even though I'm not feeling it. Like yeah. So I woke up just very, very inflamed, you all. That's part of the reason why I put this waist trainer on. Y'all know I don't really wear waist trainers. I only wear it when there's like my back hurts or there's just something going on. So today I just felt like I just need to tighten everything up. Cause yeah, I woke up not feeling good at all. So yeah, we'll see if me drinking my juice from Sunday helps and the ginger shot helps. Yeah, I know the ginger root helps with nausea, bloating, inflammation. So I need that to start kicking in sooner than later. But yeah, today just one of those days. I'm not as high energy as I normally am, but that's expected. I do want to know, does anybody in here deal with a chronic disease? And the definition normally chronic can be something that normally lasts longer than 6 months, or something that there isn't a cure for, but you can manage it. Hey, Charity. So I'm just interested if anybody in here deals with chronic disease or any type of disorder. So I kind of want to talk about that today, just fitness for longevity and disease prevention. Like how can help. I mean, it's not the cure. Whew. But yeah, I forgot to tell you about the weather. The weather today is pretty good. So if you're trying to get out and about, I think this week is the best week to get active. Last week it was very rainy here. Happy Tuesday. You're alert to certain ice cream brands. Okay. I mean, that's something. So yeah, if you're trying to get out and be active, this is the week to do it. If you're in Georgia, I may, and I say may because yeah, I doubt it, but maybe it could happen. Go for a walk just to get some fresh air. I'm gonna go ahead and increase my walk to 3 miles per hour, and we're getting a little faster as I go. So with me having stage 4 endometriosis and adenomyosis, I will say that I can't do gluten. Well, okay, these things I can eat, but yet I'm going to feel it later, right? So like gluten, so that's pretty much like, and I like processed foods. I just feel like anything that you're normally not supposed to eat, my body reacts to it just differently. So for most people, the foods you normally wouldn't want to eat is just because for health reasons, for like if you're trying to lose weight, to prevent gaining weight. Mine is it's just gonna make my body hurt. I'll just say that to kind of summarize it before I start naming everything. But I definitely know me eating ice cream is something that I would definitely feel it later. They say sometimes you can get your blood tested, and that's how you also can figure out certain things that you shouldn't eat. So I don't know. It's hard for me to know if it's my blood type or if it's the endometriosis I'm dealing with. But today I do know it's the endometriosis. So I do try to take a melatonin at night. I heard melatonin was good not only for sleep, but it is good for like cell recovery. So y'all, but I still wake up. I always wake up in the middle of the night. So this morning I did wake up feeling very fatigued. I don't have that much work to do today. For the most part, when I get done with this, I do have to deal with BYBG, like just check on my ladies, make sure they're getting in their workouts for the day. But other than that, today's gonna be a slow day for me. Hey Jerry. Okay. Well, I said hey to you before I saw what you wrote. So that's not very nice. So thank you. Good job, Hassan. Y'all be on it. Well, I tell you, top flight security, y'all be on it. Chat, y'all already, you gotta keep it cute. Gotta keep it cute. Uh, I mean, I don't care either. So, I mean, that's one thing when you decide to get on live and you decide to talk to people, you already gonna know you're gonna get stuff like that. So that's one thing I had to grow tough skin on because I can be very sensitive. But I learned that if I want to do this, you cannot care. Um, so I'm glad you don't care, Hassan. I'm glad that didn't bother you. Um, so what I did want to talk about, I know there's so many different chronic diseases out there, and I'm gonna name a few. And so whether you deal with it or you know somebody who deals with it, maybe you can help. So these are just the chronic diseases, and I'm just gonna try to, I guess, give tips on how strength training and cardio can like help with those. So we have dementia, osteoporosis, type 2 diabetes. You already know endometriosis and adenomyosis already thrown in there. Trying to think what else is in there. I mean, I did see cancer, but I thought that's a tough topic right there. So cardio and resistance training can ultimately help with regulating. It can reduce blood pressure. It can help improve cholesterol. So with dementia, as you all know, normally that has a lot to do with the brain. So Cherry said, LJ, I struggle with back pain, and I also notice that I get very inflamed when I eat too much sugar, carbs, and processed foods. I'm forced to do low carb to avoid the discomfort. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about that. I am gonna talk about that. I'm gonna talk about hormones and the different diseases. Um, my disease is watching you. All right then. um, OG, move your body. Yep, that's what we gotta do. OG, we gotta keep moving. Um, so to address what you just said though, Charity, when it comes to back pain, a lot of times when it comes to any type of injuries we may have or like areas on our body that may hurt, because even with my endometriosis, it does cause a lot of pelvic pain, and then it also causes lower back pain on my left side. So a lot of people run from working out because they think it's gonna make things worse. Like especially people who have like bad knees or a bad back, they feel like staying away from resistance training and cardio is almost like, well, I can't work out because of this, that, and the other. When really you're making it worse because when you just sit, you're not getting blood flow and you're not able to build those muscles up, and you're also not helping your joints, right? So just imagine if you're always sitting behind a desk or if you're always laying in bed, that's not good for your body. So that's why I recommend doing a lot of low impact working out. Um, or change your mattress, right? It could be something as simple as that, right? It could be that you change your mattress or, you know, but for the most part, when you're not moving, you're not getting good blood flow. Your joints aren't able to, they're not getting that movement needed. Your muscles aren't getting built. And you got to remember your muscles have more than just a aesthetic need, right? So even though a lot of us like to build our muscles up because it looks good. Hey, how are you? Is it Ewing? I know I'm bad at names, but hey. But our muscles have more than just an aesthetic pleasing, need for them. So even though I know the goal is to try to make our muscles look good, we all want abs, want the biceps. I mean, hey, I'm guilty of it too. But you also gotta understand those muscles are what help your overall structure, right? So it helps with your bones, it helps with movement. So if we're not building them up, we're only making it worse. I know, like, my dad has a knee injury, so I tried talking to him about things that he can do because a lot of people, like I said, they just move away from resistance training. Just because you have an injury doesn't mean you can't do resistance. It just means you need to decrease the weight you're using and your intensity. So if I have a bad knee, things that I suggest doing are like leg extensions, but doing with a light weight. So just think, even if you go to therapy, if you go to like a therapist for like rehab for your knee, they're gonna have you doing exercises. So it's the same thing you could do on your own. So for like back, I would suggest just doing lower weight exercises. Um, and wearing braces and stuff like that that can help keep your form and posture good. All that physical therapy, chiropractor, you name it, I've done. It's just something I would have to live with. Yeah, there are some things that you will have to live with, but I guess the only thing you really can do is try to manage it. That's what I have to do. With like I told you all, my foot got messed up from the military. It's been messed up now for over 10 years. And when I got an X-ray done and all that done, they pretty much just said that I tend to get fluid that builds up on the top of my foot. So like right where you tie your shoelaces at on top of the foot, that's where I get a lot of fluid, and I don't know why it happens. It just, if I do too much, it can happen. The weather. So it has been something that I just have to deal with. A lot of times I just have to, rest. Um, as far as my back, I just do lower impact exercises. As far as keeping my cardio up, now I walk a lot. I used to like to run, so now I'm walking. So there's modified ways to keep yourself moving. The stopping, don't do that. LJ, I wear back brace when I work out or when I'm doing things around the house like cleaning. That definitely helps a lot. Yeah, it's definitely about form and posture, when it comes to the back. But it's like the smallest inconvenience. Even if you get a paper cut, it just affects your life in so much. So I definitely get it. When that back starts to hurt, me being in like I kind of have a headache even right now, but I'm trying to push through it. I just feel like maybe I got the headache because I didn't get a lot of sleep. So I think I didn't fall asleep. That's one thing that endometriosis, it causes you to have insomnia. Um, and endometriosis affects the uh, your nerves. So not to compare endometriosis to cancer, because I'm not trying to do that, because I do understand the difference. The difference between the two is how they interact with cells. So with cancer, cancer, when it comes to your cells, it just destroys them for the most part, right? It just destroys the cell. But with endometriosis, it struggles. It basically like it ends up strangling the cell, if that makes sense. So instead of just like bulldozering through the cell, it'll strangle it. So it doesn't damage it quite like cancer does, and it takes a little longer. Um, hey Jerry, hopefully this is a better Jerry than the last Jerry. But hi, welcome to the chat. So it's actually something I didn't know. I saw it recently popped up. Anytime you talk about something, social media or the internet will start picking up and sending you stuff. So I started getting these videos that were showing me more things about endometriosis. And of course, like I told you, I'm still learning about it. I've been diagnosed now for 3 years, so I'm trying to learn more and more about it. And so that's what I recently learned was the difference between, because they actually said that endometriosis can be fatal. Like, because if you don't, I mean, it's like anything else, right? If you don't manage it, it can continue to cause harm. So I told you all I've had 2 surgeries so far to try to manage it. But surgeries, medicines, injections, you name it. But if you don't, more and more and more of your cells will get strangled, and that's not good, right? So anyway, let me get back to the other chronic diseases. But endometriosis does affect 10% of women. With dementia, like I was telling you, the good thing about working out or doing some type of cardio, so even for like my older folks out there, for your parents, try to walk with them. I know for the most part they're probably not going to go to the gym, but go for a walk for them. Get that fresh air, that sunlight. But ultimately, it's the blood flow. So working out gives blood flow to the brain. That can help with dementia. You know, a lot of times, the older you get, you just sit, you play chess, checkers, you watch your TV shows. Um, oh, Jonathan, that actually was cute. Yeah, I know. I love a good compliment now. Uh, that's funny. Art of War. I'm glad you found it funny too. um, so osteoporosis also for more than likely my older crew. So you want to make sure you're maintaining bone density and muscle mass. So that's why it is important to, you know, a body in motion stays in motion, right? So you want to make sure you're able to keep your parents moving, building that muscle mass, maintain that bone density. I don't watch wrestling like that, so I don't have a favorite, especially not no WWE. So sorry, I don't have a favorite. Tell me your favorite. What's your favorite? Um, but for another good thing with cardio and resistance training, it does help with joint health and it balances with training. You can do balance training. Excuse me. So, like once again, for my older folks, I know a lot of times as we get older, you know, we start to have more falls, and a lot of times that's because we're not keeping ourselves balanced, core engagement. So it's good to do that balance training with our mobility. So she was a fairy. Yeah, yeah. um, hey, Easy 24. So type 2 diabetes. So the increase, so this helps increase insulin sensitivity, and the movement regulates your blood sugar. So a lot of people tend to get, hey Nina, what's going on? A lot of people tend to get type 2 and type 1 diabetes confused. Type 1 is more of an autoimmune, like you're kind of born with it. Type 1, I hope I said that right. Type 1 is, I just recently found. So what did the doctor suggest for you for that? So I just read about this today. So I'm interested to know what was kind of given to you. We're talking about chronic diseases. So I want to know what was told to you. I'm kind of interested to know on how to treat it. Easy 24. So with type 2 diabetes, that's normally something that deals more with your lifestyle. And I really want to do my research on diabetes because I think a lot of people are misinformed with diabetes and really understanding insulin. So, you know, insulin is a hormone, and I'm gonna go into that next. I'm gonna go into different hormones and how we can balance that through our lifestyle because our hormones, man, they play a big role. I think a lot of times we just use the word hormones, especially like when we're dealing with kids, like, oh, it's just hormones. But it's like if you really break down the different type of hormones, like the main ones we deal with day to day. I haven't yet been back, but I was at my brother's appointment with him and told her my episodes of passing out. I thought it was anxiety, heavy panic attack. She said my sugar should never. Yeah. So I mean, I didn't know that. I don't know the numbers, but I was trying to learn more about the different types of diabetes, type 1, type 2, but more so type 2. Cause I know that is more your lifestyle, which it did last time I passed out. Oh man. Wait, accidentally removed his comment. Dwayne, hey, thank you. How many miles you walk? Well, so far I'm at 1 mile. I just checked. I'm at 1.08. Um, I'm trying to go for 3 or 4 today. Um, okay. There might be a way to undelete it, Hassan. I'm not sure. Um, you always doing something, Hassan. But yeah, Michael, I don't know. My goal is 3 to 4 miles today. So we'll see. Matter of fact, I need to increase my speed. Thank you. So I'm gonna go to 3.5. I haven't walked at 3.5 in a while. Um, but yeah, let's talk more about the type 2 diabetes. I really feel like more people need to know about it. because it will make more sense when it comes to sugar. So insulin. Insulin is a hormone made by the pancreas. Okay. And it helps your body use or store the glucose. So glucose is sugar. And basically, the pancreas releases the best way to I guess, yeah, I know I like to give like analogies and give like, so the best way it was explained to me, and if somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, I don't mind being corrected because I'm not a pro on this, but with glucose, basically what happens is it's basically from the food you eat, right? So when we eat basically like any type of food for the most part, glucose is released, but insulin is pretty much the key to unlocking your cells. So the cells is what moves around your body. You're so beautiful. May I have your wishes blossom into reality. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. Um, so we'll just say insulin is basically the key. So when that glucose gets released, the insulin is what opens the cells to receive it, and that's what then moves it throughout your body. Right? So you have resistance versus sensitivity. So when somebody is insulin resistant, that means it makes it hard for the body to get its job done. So basically what happens is your body keeps making more and more and more of it. Because it's like, wait a minute, if the body's not getting what it needs, let me make some more. Remember, I told you your body's always trying to adapt to what's happening. So your pancreas, that's his job. So if it feels like your body through the cells isn't getting what it needs, it's gonna keep producing more. But if you have insulin sensitivity, that means your cells are actually responding efficiently, which can actually also help improve your metabolism. So with type 2 diabetes, doing cardio and strength training, it can actually increase your insulin sensitivity. So that's a good thing. Um, your smile radiates joy and positivity. Thank you. Especially because I don't be feeling, oh, hey, Teresa. I don't always be feeling like myself. Like today is not one of those days where I feel like myself. So I would appreciate y'all compliments. Um, but also with type 2 diabetes, movement regulates your blood sugar. So I don't know. I hope the way I explained that wasn't overwhelming because I just feel like the topic of type 2 diabetes, there's so many people who deal with it when it really can be managed. It's just your lifestyle. So work out, get more movement. It's a hormone. Well, dark chocolate is healthy, Hassan. Okay, Mr. Slick. Um, was in the meeting. I'm here now. Oh, I'm just glad you're here. I'm always okay. I get it. Y'all have to work. I get it. I get it. No big deal. Um, I'm just trying to get it in today. I think today was fitting for me to talk about like diseases because I do want to start being more transparent with y'all. I don't want to always get on here and have to put on this space of like everything's good because it's not. I was explaining earlier how a lot of times when I shut the camera off, it's like my body just deflates. Um, I get on here and I want to spread positivity. I want to be that bright light for people, but I also want y'all to understand that some days I'm not able to carry that torch. I'm gonna have my days where I get on here trying to be accountable and keep working out, but whew, give me grace, okay? Charity, LJ, I have insulin resistance. It was hard for me to lose weight. I did everything you're suggesting, and it's been working for me without being any meds. Good. That's the goal. The goal is to not have to take so many meds. I told y'all know it. I'm living what I'm talking, right? If I showed y'all my medicine cabinet, it's crazy. So that's why I get on here and try to walk. I told y'all I was dealing with so much depression before I started working out again. And I think that's the hardest part is getting on the train of working out, right? Sometimes we let it sit in our sadness. So the hard part is getting out of that. So that's where you all hold me accountable. But I'm glad you were able to get the handle your insulin resistance in more of a natural way. Why not walk and run in the outside? Sometimes I do. I do like to walk outside. Running is more of a, because of my endometriosis, adenomyosis, running is hard on the body. That's why I like to walk. So I got the walking pad because when the weather isn't always good, I have no excuse of why I can't work out. And I'm comfortable working out inside. So I like walking on inside. I think it's Mikhail. So sometimes I do both. When's the last time you walked or ran? Mikhail. Michael. Michael. I hope you know how much I appreciate you. Thank you, Charity. Yeah, I mean, I appreciate y'all as well. Like I said, this is what motivates me to keep going. I just want to make sure y'all know to give me some grace because I may not always come on here with the smiley face and the highest of energy. But a lot of times, once I start working out, once the endorphins and dopamine start releasing, I do start to feel better. And just engaging with you all makes me feel better. Fantastic juice video. Oh, I've missed you. You've been MIA. I missed the stream last Sunday, but I watched the video today. Well, thank you for watching it. I appreciate it. Why not give her credit for walking instead of criticizing her walk? I'm sure hope you are outside running while typing that. About your hips so small, it's crazy. Did you use one of those squeezing device things? I do every day walk and run. No, Michael, I don't know what squeezing device things you're talking about, but no. I just do this walking that you're talking about. That's all. I'll sit. Mary hit me like crazy. Hard to believe it's still out there. Oh, I'm glad you're feeling better. That's crazy. I'm glad you're feeling much better. Now I'm interested to see how long were you down for? I'm interested to see what this comment said. That wasn't that bad, CJ. That comment wasn't that bad. But no, I'm good though. Leroy, get it, Shotty. You know, I'm trying to. I'm trying to get this walk in. I forgot to record. So anytime I do a live video, like workout, like yesterday I did arm day, I try to do a short of it. That way I can put it as a reel. I forgot to do that. So I'm gonna do that today after I get off of here. I'm gonna do a quick reel. Because sometimes people don't maybe want to watch the long videos. They might just want to know how to do some exercises. So do that. Around here we only take comment. Don't be shy if you get thrown out. All right? Y'all so funny. I'm trying to tell y'all, chat. My security don't play. They'll put you out. Ooh, I love it. So I've been walking now for 32, going on 33 minutes. Feeling pretty good. The goal is to walk for the minimum of an hour while still hitting that 3 to 4 mile mark, somewhere between there. Oh dang, y'all just deleted all his stuff. What my Kel do? Y'all don't. Well, I'm gonna let y'all do what y'all do. Do what y'all do. So let's talk about our hormonal balance through lifestyle, because I think a lot of us just use the word hormones, but do you really know what all the different hormones are? Teresa, you laughing? So we did talk about insulin. We already hit that. Insulin is, we already talked about how that being a hormone made by the pancreas that helps your body use or store glucose from the foods that you eat. And that controls your blood sugar and the fat storage. So, we talked about the next hormone. We talked about cortisol before. I think cortisol is probably the hormone that most of us deal with because we all deal with stress. Like how some of y'all be trying to stress me out in this chat. Matter of fact, let me see what this comment said. Oh, okay. I see why y'all I see why y'all blocked my kid. Yeah, get out of here. We run outside. Oh my goodness. My kale kind of never mind. I ain't even gonna touch it. Never mind. Okay. Y'all, let me stay focused. Yeah, I told y'all I'm saved, but I'm not that saved. So sometimes I can take it there, but you know what? I'm gonna reel it in. Okay? We're gonna reel it in. So hormones, cortisol. Cortisol, as you know, is the stress hormone. And too much of it can break down your muscles and store fat, especially in the belly. It can store belly fat. Yeah, you're right, Charity. So when a lot of people talk about they have like a lot of belly fat, that's one hormone that you want to try to pay attention to, your cortisol hormone. So that's why I do take melatonin. So even though I know a lot of people talk about melatonin in the sense that they give it to their children to put them to sleep, you might want to take some yourself. Melatonin is good for like just easing your mind. It helps you sleep, stay asleep. Because you gotta remember, sleep is also good. If you get that 7 to 9 hours, it helps regulate the cortisol. Okay? So you want to make sure you're getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep. That's going to help regulate your cortisol levels. But I think that's the one hormone we deal with the most. That's a day-to-day occurrence because we never know what's going to happen. You might get some bad news. Work could stress you out. Kids, your significant other. It's just you have to try to maintain it as best as possible. Like what I just did with this with my kale, you just gotta let it go, right? Instead of giving energy to certain things, you gotta let it go. I've also learned, like even with dealing with people, how to cut people off. Um, I've also learned that I don't have to be right all the time, even though if I know I am right, I don't have to make a point for other people to know that I'm right. Just let it go. So I've learned not to fight every battle. Um, so those cortisol is something that you got to make sure you're dealing with. When people start fussing and doing all that yelling, you're just causing undue stress. Um, I used to feel my body start to get inflamed whenever I would get upset. So that's why now I'm like, let it go. It ain't that big of a deal. So poor sleep increases your cortisol. It also doesn't help with your insulin. You start to get more cravings, and then you have low energy. So like I told y'all, I did not sleep well last night. So that could be partly why I am inflamed because I got poor sleep. I got low energy. Um, and I told y'all cortisol can cause inflammation. Hey, hey, hey. I don't know how to say your name, but hey. Um, but stress equals belly fat. So things that you can do, walk. You already know. Walking is the number one thing I tell y'all can do. You can journal. Sometimes just releasing those emotions, especially if you're type of person who wears your heart on your sleeve. Sometimes just writing out how you're feeling can help. Meditate or just taking time to yourself and just like letting it go. The next thing, and these aren't necessarily all hormonal things I'm talking about, but these are things that can help with your hormones. The main ones I hit so far are insulin and cortisol. Okay, well, thank you for coming in the chat to speak. I'm doing pretty good, and I'm from Florida. I'm a Florida girl. That's where I'm originally from. Where are you from? Where are you chatting us from? Um, but another thing, especially for my ladies, I mean, I know men have a little bit, but estrogen and progesterone, those are hormones that we really have to deal with. Those, if those hormones get too high, it can affect your cycle, your mood, and fat storage. So because of my endometriosis affects my estrogen. So my estrogen levels are a lot higher than normal. So it definitely caused me to get moody. And that's another reason why it's good for me to work out, because fat storage, it helps me stay balanced. But the biggest thing with me is okay, NYC Brooklyn. Okay, cool. Um, with my estrogen levels being so high, my mood is the one thing that I've had to really check. I had to check myself a lot. Uh, I think at one point I used to be very hard to be around. And I say at one point because that's something in the past 6 months I've really had to check myself on and fix, because I don't think I realized how bad I was until you get around certain people and they show you. So I'm actually thankful for certain people coming in my life and showing me that, girl, you need to fix this. So even though I can't necessarily manage the endometriosis itself, as far as like I can't control necessarily how much damage it does, I can affect the symptoms that it brings. So that is one that I'm working on. Um, your thyroid hormone. I know you have to get most of these things checked through blood work. Uh, that regulates your metabolism and energy level. So thyroid, definitely something you want to get checked. I got all my stuff checked last year. The only thing I have left to get checked is my liver and kidneys. But as far as everything else, I'm telling y'all, if it wasn't for this endometriosis and adenomyosis, I'll be the healthiest thing walking. So all my other labs come back very well. But you can get blood work done to see where most of your stuff, blood work and urine is how they can tell. Um, but nutrition, you got to make sure we're focused on not getting a lot of sugar in. Y'all already know this though. Like, people know they got to watch their sugar, the processed foods. Sugar equals insulin spikes, which equals fat storage, which equals you crashing out. Um, and if you get low protein, that can equal poor recovery. So y'all already know how important nutrition is to the body. Like, I don't think I really got to talk too much about the nutrition side of the house. We talk about that all the time. Y'all, right now I'm at 42 minutes, looking good. So let's talk about hormone red flags. So things that you can, and it's so funny, and not funny like haha, but like crazy, how like a lot of symptoms that you have are like, it's hard to pinpoint what it is. Like, for instance, with corona, right? Corona, the flu, a cold, they all pretty much had the same symptoms. So anytime you go to the doctor, a lot of times it was like, oh, you just have the flu, you have a cold. But then when the corona, really started spreading, that was like the only thing people had. We never had colds again. There was no cold, there was no flu. The minute you had anything wrong, it was corona. Um, and that's the same symptoms like I had for my endometriosis, having cysts and fibroids and pelvic pain. When you look at those things separately, they can look like something else, right? But not until you combine them all together that you're like, oh, you have this. So even with our hormonal red flags, the list I'm about to say, you're gonna be like, that could be anything. And it could be. So that's where you gotta have a doctor that really trusts what you're saying, because one of the red flags is being fatigued. That can come from a lot of things, right? That can come from having low iron. You could have just got poor sleep. It could have been from the food you ate. You could have been overtraining. So there's so many things that fatigue can come from. Low libido. So, I mean, that can come from other things too. That can come from being stressed, just not feeling well in general, like maybe you're sick. So that doesn't always mean it's a hormonal issue. For women, you can have irregular cycles. And once again, cortisol. Um, so I think for the most part, a lot of these point back to maybe your cortisol levels as I'm thinking about it. Because stress is what affects a lot of these things. I know with low libido, a lot of times, a lot of people, that's from stress. If you're having problems with work or something like that, mood swings, depression. So those are the hormone red flags, but I feel like nothing about those will make me right away say, "Yep, it's this," except for cortisol. So that's why I try to talk about cortisol as much as I do, because I do understand that because so many people deal with cortisol hormone, we kind of dismiss it as like, oh, that's normal. But just because something, two things can be true, right? Just because something is normal for most people to deal with doesn't mean we shouldn't try to manage it. So I think a lot of people just try to dismiss it, like, oh, you're just stressed. Like we minimize it. Oh, you're just stressed. Stress can do so much damage to the body and cause so many different issues. So I think when somebody says they're stressed, you definitely want to make sure you pay attention to it. Like I said, the word is used so nonchalantly, like, oh, I'm just stressed today. But you got to pay attention to people who are saying that, because it does affect mood. It can lead to depression. So you just start paying attention to how people are acting. Um, 46 minutes in, y'all. How y'all feeling today? It's Tuesday. Is it Hannon? Hannon? But hey, I need y'all to have some simple usernames. Nah, I'm just playing. Keep your names. But how's everybody doing on this Tuesday? Is it Tuesday? Yeah. How's everybody doing? Blueface. Hey, Blueface, what's going on? See, I feel like I'm seeing so many different names today. Normally, when I get on 11, I would have been off by now. And so I feel like I am seeing a difference in who's popping in the chat, seeing a lot of different names. Thank you for educating us, LJ. A bunch of people out here are selling stuff to detox cortisol, but not talking about regulating stress. Yeah, y'all know, when it comes to the medical care, I low key got like a conspiracy theory on it because I feel like everybody's always, it's like a pharmacy thing, right? I feel like they're all in it together. I feel like the hospitals are just there to help the pharmacies and so forth and so on. It's like a rotating door. And I feel like everybody's just pushing medicine, but that medicine causes effects in other ways. So, like I told y'all, like my OBGYN and all of them keep pushing medicine. And my primary care physician's like, be careful though, because you don't want to take too much of that and it affects your kidneys. I started a plant-based diet and to reduce inflammation. Okay, so you're going plant-based. Okay. That's good, Artivore. Uh, but I will say, yeah, working out definitely makes me feel more confident. Um, yeah, I'll just say that. So I get what you're talking about, Artivore. Only for 30 to 60 days. Okay, gotcha. I mean, that's a good short-term goal. I mean, I think it's good to have. That's why I only do month to month when it comes to what I'm trying to do here. Because I don't want to get too far out and it becomes overwhelming. So I think 30 to 60 days is good. You seem like you're pretty disciplined. Um, but yeah, Charity, back to what you were saying. Yeah. People are out here just trying to sell stuff. I mentioned this before in my live. It's just like, when people give medicine, the medicine to me just turns off the alarm, right? So I told you all, if I say I have a headache, my headache is probably because I need more sleep, I need more water. But if I go take, Advil, Motrin, ibuprofen, whatever type of medicine, it only just turns off the alarm, right? So it turned off the alarm that was telling my body your head hurts and this is why. Um, when really I need to probably eat, hydrate, sleep. So I just think it's funny how people always trying to sell us something, but not helping us regulate. But of course, I get why. I mean, that would cut into their funds. Yo, I'm 16. Protein is expensive and repetitive. What do I do? I'm 16. So there's different ways. Hey, I think it's Dre. There's different ways to get protein. Now, were you trying to take like protein shakes? Because I will say that getting protein from like a GMC or those vitamin, like those type of shops, the supplement shops, that can be expensive. It does get expensive. So you just have to make sure you're getting it in more with naturally with your foods. So breakfast, I always tell people, is the best way to get your protein. That's in pretty much almost everything. So you want to make sure you're getting your meats in. Um, but you can do other type of drinks besides the supplemental drinks to get protein in that may be a little cheaper. But yeah, you just gotta make sure you get it through your foods. You gotta make sure every time you eat something, whether it be a snack or a meal, it's protein based to get more, to make sure you're hitting your protein number. I spent $123 at the grocery store today, fruits, veggies, and plant-based protein shakes. Oh, so Dre and Art of War, like y'all could work together. Dre is young, Art of War, but vegetarian, so plant-based protein sources are expensive for me. I do not drink dairy though. So yeah, I can see that being a problem. Um, so a lot of the protein I do see, especially on the cheaper end, you would be able to get it through like yogurt, cheese, stuff like that, which can't do dairy. That makes it harder. Um, it is expensive though. Yeah, the only way you can really get it is through like beans, and with you not being so when you take dairy out, that really makes it even harder. So I think that's the sacrifice. Is what's the reason that I'm just interested? No judgment, but what's the reason that you're a vegetarian? I'm just curious because I was a vegetarian at one point. So why are you vegetarian, Dre? LJ, we've been taught to always go for meds, even when you could treat something without meds. Sometimes I'll put some sea salt under my tongue when I have a headache, except for migraines. Okay, I didn't know that works. Art of War. I'm interested to see how far that $123 gets you. Is that like a week worth? uh, Calories. I'm on a body recomp, so because of my parents, I might not be when I move out. Okay. I mean, recomp though, yes, yogurt and cheese can be high in calories, but you can still eat those. They have different forms of yogurt. I know my sister's a bodybuilder. I need to get her on here because she'll be perfect for this. Um, but she even does yogurt. There's just you gotta make sure you find the right form of yogurt and look at the calories and the sugar and all that on the back. Um, but I think Carlos, I'm gonna get back to you, Dre. Hold on. Headaches are usually a sign of dehydration. Drinking water helps. Right. So that's what I was saying. Yeah, normally it's dehydration. You need to eat something, or you need to get sleep. Those can all cause headaches. So that is my plan for today: is to drink a lot of water today. Even from walking today, I noticed that I am glistening because I don't sweat. I am glistening, so I need to make sure I am rehydrating. Um, but a lot of times when I wake up with a headache, And for me, and everybody has to learn their body. For me, it's only the way I slept. So the fact that I did not get a lot of sleep last night, I think it comes from that because I had been drinking water prior to going to sleep. So, but I want to make sure I start earlier. So you won't have that as a problem. Um, but with you being so, I mean, I don't know how much information you want to put out, Dre. When you say you want to recomp, what does that look like for you? Do you consider yourself to be overweight and now you're trying to lose weight while also toning? Like, what is your goal when you say you're trying to recomp? I'm also doing it to reduce blood pressure because I saw my dad struggle with diabetes, heart problems, dialysis, and kidney failure. Yeah. And I told you that, like, the kidney failure can also come from all the medicine we take. And that's why, like, they prescribed me ibuprofen 800 to take daily. And I have a couple of medicines I'm supposed to take daily. I'm not talking about vitamins. I'm talking about medicine that I've been prescribed to take. I have one medicine by itself. I'm supposed to take 6 pills a day of that medicine. Um, and you got to think your other organs have to process that, right? So that's where it gets hard on your kidneys. So I had to slow down. That's why I'm trying to do things the natural way. I'm like, wait a minute. Y'all gonna have me on 20 pills and I'm in my 30s. Water fast for 2 days. I'm getting my steps in too, almost at 8K. Okay, look at you. I think today, by the time I finish this walk, I might be, yeah, about maybe 8K. Yeah, my goal is building muscle and losing fat. Okay. So depending on how much you weigh now, I don't think unless you're eating like if you get like and I'm just going back to the yogurt part. That's what we talked about. But remember, it's about moderation. So you can eat certain things like even avocado. So even though avocado is a healthy fat, as long as you eat it in moderation, it's actually good for you. But I think that's where people get confused with eating certain things. You can eat it, just make sure you do it in moderation. Um, Out of War, we can't wait to hear your success story on this. It's always great to prevent things when we can. Yeah, I do look forward to hearing that. That's amazing. Um, yeah, Dre, you're doing a great job already. Keep going. Yeah, especially to be 16 years old and already so intentional about trying to figure out how to get the protein in. I decided to stop eating meat when I was like 12, 13 years old. And it was because I just didn't like the taste of it. I don't like the fatty parts of meat. I still don't like a lot of meat. But then when I went to the military, y'all, I was going to have to starve out there. They didn't care. They didn't care. When I went to basic training, they don't care if you vegetarian, if you gonna eat this or not. So after a while, I started seeing the change in how my body was performing as an athlete. So I started eating meat. So I only eat chicken, fish. At one point, I didn't eat fried foods at all. I just started eating fried foods again a few years ago. But I only eat chicken, fish, and like ground turkey. That's it as far as meat. And it has to be a certain type of meat. Like it has to be grounded. I don't like I don't like big pieces of meat. Like so, I'm very particular when it comes to my protein. I've never done. Yeah, I've done fasting for like spiritual reasons, but just to do it, like a water fast, that takes a lot of discipline. I don't get a I don't got a calorie tracking weighing machine because food made in my household is very traditional, and I'm not. Okay, I got you. So Dre, I think you just be mindful of like your portion control, if that's possible, but you still being at home. Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. I'm pretty sure you pretty much have to eat whatever mom cooks or whatever's on the menu. So just be mindful of portion control, especially when you're trying to recomp. So you're trying to lose weight. So that's all about portion control. Yeah, you do have to make sure you try to get that protein in as best as possible. So yeah, I wish I could help. I feel like that's kind of hard to touch on, considering you don't want to do, you can't really do dairy. The supplements are too expensive, which are normally the go-to answers. 2 days, no food. Yeah, that does sound hard, Teresa. I could probably go like I can go a day without eating. I mean, there's been some days with my endometriosis where I don't eat because I just feel so inflamed. I feel bloated. It's just I just don't feel good. So there have been times where I've gone without eating, or I'll say I went without eating a lot. Um, yeah. So I get it, but yeah, 2 days. I don't know that second day. Okay, you do drink dairy. Okay, okay, okay. I thought you weren't doing dairy at all. But you were just saying the dairy is high in calories, though, right? Right. That's a good question, Charity. You think I'm skinny? Really? I don't think I've had that adjective put in the same sentence as me in a while. I don't think I'm skinny. Okay, maybe I am. I don't know. I think the camera just made me look that way. That's what it is. It's okay, Charity. People are open to their opinions. I'm okay with that. That didn't bother me. That yeah, that didn't bother me. But yeah, Dre, give us some more insight on what traditional foods you eat. Charity girl, you always got my bag. I love it. I told y'all, chat. Gotta keep it cute. It's okay, Nathaniel. It didn't bother me. I mean, some people love being called skinny, but I think nowadays people put skinny and fat on like the same spectrum. Like, you can't really say those things without people getting offended, but it don't bother me. I always tell people I know somebody who like it. So I've been walking now for 61 minutes. So I'm at my hour. I'm at 3.32. So y'all, I did good today. I'm rolling. I try to stick with tofu, good and protein. Yep, tofu is. Yep. But the seed oils behind calories my mom usually cooks with. Oh, got you. We only welcome behind this heresy. I love it. You got to teach people, right? Teach them. I'm here for it. This is cool. Hey, Taylor P. Or Tylo. How you say your name? Did I say it right? Okay. Yeah, I suck at saying names. I don't even know why I try. So I'm already walking, so then it's hard for me to focus on what the letters say fully. But I think it says Taylor P. So, um, okay, hi, yes. Okay, cool. So my walking pad says I burned 382 calories, but my watch, who's always a hater, says 166. So remember, when it comes to burning calories, a lot of times you can't really pay attention to the device you're on. So if you're using a treadmill, elliptical, or any equipment that keeps track of your calories, you can't really pay attention to it all the way because it doesn't know your height, it doesn't know your weight. I mean, sometimes you can put them in there. With the watch, it does try to track your heart rate. So my watch is probably a little more accurate than the walking pad is. And normally like most of the equipment at the gym is set to like 150 to 200 pounds. Like that's what it's calibrated for, unless you enter your weight. So working out and studying is hard, not gonna lie. Managing two big things at once. Yeah, that is. I mean, even though when I was in school, I ran track and field, so I was studying and doing sports, it was still hard. So that's what we giving your kudos, your credit, right? Maybe you could take a chance and encourage your mom to try olive and avocado oil for her cooking oils. Yep, that was a good suggestion, Charity. That's what I like to use. I use olive oil. Do you do other workouts? Yes, Nathaniel. I have other workouts on my YouTube. Yesterday I did an arm workout. Um, Thursday I'm going to post a leg workout. But as far as going, my next live video, I'm doing full body. So yes, throughout the week I do different workouts. Tuesday is my walking day. Low impact, try to get that cardio in. Hey Yvonne, happy I found this channel. The other workout channels help motivate me to get on the elliptical. That's good. Yeah, the elliptical. I think a lot of people kind of run from the elliptical because a lot of times, I think because the treadmill is so straightforward. Elliptical, it actually, I like working out on the elliptical. So, but thanks for hopping in the chat, Yvonne. I appreciate it. She would never listen to me. My household used to that cooking. Yeah, but as soon as school starts, I'm gonna skip meals and start eating some eggs. I mean, yeah, eggs are good protein. You're gonna eat a lot of them though, Dre. Taylor P. I want a treadmill like this, but I already have a mini trampoline in my living room, dumbbells, and a barbell. My living room is going to turn into a gym. Hey, I'm here for it. Let it go ahead and turn into that gym. I don't have enough guests to care what my place look like. Every part of my place can look like a gym. And I'm fine with it. I used to care and want my place to look very traditional. Like, oh, it has to look like this, look like no. I do it now for my own living. So, and it works. But this is actually, you can put this underneath your bed. It's actually small. So I think you should get one. I think it's good to put, like sometimes I stand up out the way. Like I used to work out in my room, so I'll put it underneath my bed, and that way it could be out of sight, out of mind. So go ahead, get you one. You can walk with me. Do I aspire to be a mom? I do, very much so. I'm 37 years old. So time is ticking. But yes, I desire to be a mom. People who have been on here know how much I desire to be a mom. You know, we're gonna put it in God's hands. Mini gym too. Charity, awesome. Subscribe to your channel as well. Thank you guys for being so welcoming. Oh yeah, my top flight security, Yvonne. We try to welcome. We try to keep it cute in here. We try to bring the positive vibes, energy. We talk health and fitness. Somehow I make it personal. I'm trying to open up a little more. I feel like between my Instagram, all I do is post workout videos, so people never feel like they get to know who I am. So that's what made me start getting on YouTube to be accountable, and so I could show more of my personality because I do want people to get to know who I am besides just always working out. So I try to merge the two together. Okay, Dre, you about to become one of my favorites now. I thought you was 25. Okay, now. I told you I love a good compliment. See, I love my chat. Who paid y'all to tell me this information? Who paid y'all to say I look 25? Yeah, no, I turned 38 this year. I feel like I'm so far behind in life when it comes to family. So I got to get it together. Okay, y'all, we moving and grooving today. You do look young lady. Shoot, I'll take it. Especially like I said, today was one of those days where I woke up just not feeling good, and let's just get it going, right? So no, thank you. I appreciate that. I wish my body was still 25. Maybe I wouldn't have all these problems. Oh, I believe in God wholeheartedly. I talk about God sometimes on here, but I try to keep it. How do I say this? I know religion can be an iffy topic for people. So, but I do my devotionals and scripture readings every day. It's the first thing I do when I wake up. So that's why with me being 37 years old and still wanting kids, that's why my heart still has hope. I believe God gives hope. And I gotta trust that when the time is right, that's when things will work out for me. And I'll be getting on here one day and saying, y'all about to be aunties and uncles. So, yep. I don't care if I'm that 45-year-old taking my child to preschool, kindergarten, first grade. That's gonna be me. And I'm okay with it. But I tell people the reason why y'all say I look young is because I work out, I keep my stress levels low, and I mind my business. I'm 16. You gonna call me uncle? You can still be uncle to the baby. Y'all gonna be uncles and aunties to the baby, not to me, but to the baby. Because we gonna form this community from your mouth to God's ears. Amen. Thank you, Charity. Um, I feel like as we continue to build this community, that when I do have a child, yeah, y'all gonna become like the aunties and uncles to the child. I like it, Taylor P. So yeah, I'm definitely very God fearing. So trust me, that's why I am the way I am. I think we don't have a relationship with God. Sometimes you let things stress you out because you don't know where to put your hope at, right? You don't know where to put your have happened to me. I feel like I could write a book. Like I'm pretty sure all you all can as well. I think everybody can write a book on their life and things that have happened. Um, and so where I'm at today, I'm like, it's only because of God. So why would I stop trusting now? Things don't always happen when you want it to, because I definitely know there's a lot of things where I look back on my life and I'm like, dang, I wish I could have had kids when I was younger, but that's just not what the cards had for me. So, do you like cardio routines? Yes. So I actually do a cardio routine every Friday. I do full body cardio. Um, if you follow me on I don't. I'm just now starting to get back in posting on Instagram, but I post on Instagram on my short reels. They're normally less than a minute. You'll see where I post full body cardio. I think I just posted full body cardio yesterday. So follow me, y'all. Get fit with LJ on Instagram. Engage with me there too. You're so inspiring. Thanks so much for making content today. Even when thank you. I appreciate that. That's what I'm saying. Y'all encourage me and motivate me. Y'all don't understand. When I get on here not feeling good, I already know that somebody on here is gonna talk to me in a way that's gonna motivate me, keep me encouraged. So look at y'all. I appreciate it. And I know when my chat has been very engaging, when I lose track of where I'm at, even on my walking pad. I'm at 72 minutes, almost 200 calories burned on my watch. My walking pad, y'all, it almost say 500. We know that ain't right. Let's see where we are with distance. I'm almost at 4 miles. Let's go. But I love seeing the new faces today. Like I see some of y'all pictures on here. I love seeing some of the new names. Um, Thank you for just chatting. This is what keeps me going each day. So for the rest of the week, I'm gonna post an edited leg day on Thursday. So normally Wednesday I do the workout at home. Because I have a bad hip, foot, back, you name it. I don't like doing my leg days on live anymore, just because yeah, I never know how my body's gonna respond. So I'd rather do it on my own, and then I'll post it on Thursday. And then my next live video will be Friday. I'm gonna do full body cardio. It's apartment friendly. There's no jumping. It's low impact. And then Sunday we juice. So I'm so thankful for y'all for keeping me accountable when it comes to juicing. I definitely see a difference because I am getting probably more fruits and veggies I ever have in my life by juicing. I did have some of my juice earlier this morning. I'll probably drink the rest of it today. Well, one of the containers today. Y'all, it's delicious. I'm loving it. So this week coming though, I have to make sure I use more vegetables. This one probably so good because it's nothing but fruits. Can't really go wrong. So we got to figure out what color I'm doing. Oh no, I think I'm surprising y'all again. Okay, so I'm going to Sprouts and the farmers market again. Yeah. Hold on, y'all. I got to make sure I can juice on Sunday. This Saturday, I think this weekend, I think it's Saturday and Sunday, I have a track meet. So I'll let y'all know when I check my schedule if I can juice on Sunday. I may have to juice later on in the evening on Sunday. So yeah, I'm doing a surprise juice. Yeah, thank you for reminding me, Teresa. I will let you all know by Friday when I come on live. I'll let you all know what time I plan on doing the juice video. If you're not able to make it due to time, trust me, I understand. You can always rewatch it later. So, because I might have to do it in the evening. I may have to go get my fruits and veggies. I got to figure it out, y'all. But y'all know I coach track and field. We got districts this weekend. So districts, I believe, are Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I just gotta look at the schedule and see what time I need to be out there for the coaches meeting and all that. Yeah, I can't wait to see it too. I'll really be surprising myself. I'm gonna see what I grab. I think if I go with any type of green veggie, it's gonna turn the juice like really like green, like a light green. Like it's gonna start off dark green, and then any type of juice I add will just make it light. So I'm trying to figure out if I want to use like my leafy green veggies. But normally your leafy greens are normally the best vegetable to get. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see. I haven't juiced kale in a while. And kale gets really dark. That's a really, really dark green. Celery is more that lighter color. So we gotta see. Yeah, I'm gonna surprise y'all. It excites me too. I wonder what color it's gonna be. I think this past Sunday I kind of knew it was gonna be orange just based off of what fruits and veggies or fruits I had got. So I'm gonna start slowing it down, y'all. I've been walking for a good bit today. This reminds me of when I was walking in April. When I was walking in April, sometimes I would walk all the way until the walking pad stopped. The walking pad automatically stops when it reaches 99. So I'm not gonna reach that today, but we're gonna cool it down. Remember, you're all supposed to walk anytime you're doing any type of cardio or resistance training. You just want to walk a little bit to get your heart rate back down. That way, when if you come to a complete stop, you might get dizzy. So we're just gonna slow it down. Yeah, I knew I had to put my hair up because I knew I was gonna sweat today. And it's like the minute my hair touches my neck, my hair poofs up, y'all. I am team natural. So I'm learning that when it comes to working out, you don't always have to be cute. Okay. So my natural hair ladies, if you got a silk press, you don't always gotta be cute. Just put that hair up, keep it off your neck. I did it. Yeah, Charity. Yeah, y'all don't understand. Before that's why I try to tell people, once you finish working out, I promise you, you're gonna feel 10 times better. I understand that starting it is the problem, but try to think of the end result. If it wasn't for the accountability of you all, I promise I probably wouldn't be able to get on here as often as I do. I'll probably find every excuse in the book. Like this morning, I would use my headache for why I couldn't get up. Oh, I'm sleepy. But now that I've done it, I've accomplished 4 miles. I'll probably walk for 90 more seconds. After two is no joke. Yeah, normally I don't wear my hair So this is the longest I probably worn my hair straight. Um, it's been now about 7 months since I've been wearing it straight. I got to do something with it, especially with the summer coming, the heat outside. I'm having a hard time. Sorry, Mom. I'm about to get started. What up, Hot Wing? What's going on? You on here? So I'm almost getting off there. I got 60 seconds left. I'm going to 80 minutes on my walking pad. I'm at 4.30 miles. So y'all, let me pat myself on the back. You know, sometimes you gotta do that. One of my favorite gospel songs is "Encourage Yourself," and y'all just had to encourage myself, and then y'all just helped me more. Ooh, I got 4 text messages, y'all. I feel love. You know, normally my phone, my watch be dry. I got 4 text messages. Who trying to get in contact with LJ? But thank you all. So make sure you watch on Thursday. That's when I'm gonna post my leg day workout. So for anybody who has a bad knee, bad foot, bad hip, we're gonna work through it. Because if I can do it, I know you can. And then make sure you join me Friday for full body cardio. Remember, it's low impact. So if you have neighbors or people underneath you, I got you. No worries. We can still burn these calories without making too much noise. But yeah, I appreciate all of you all for joining. Please make sure you subscribe and join me again. Taylor P, I appreciate you coming in here and being so engaging. Dre, thank you for coming in here and being engaging and really talking to us about everything. I hope to talk to you some more and kind of see what your journey looks like. If I missed anybody, I apologize. I appreciate every single one of you all for coming in here and just spending time with me. You could be doing something else and you choose to come in here and talk to me for a little bit. So I always appreciate that. Art of War. Y'all already know my core people, Art of War, Charity, Teresa, Hassan. Pow was missing today, but y'all already know how I feel about y'all. We're building community in here. So I'm always hoping that I can help anybody with health and fitness. And if you ever just want to come and talk about something that even if I'm not talking about it, feel free to talk to me. I like helping others. So thank you all once again. I am now done. I think I actually like this time. How do y'all feel about 11:30? How did 11:30 work for y'all? Y'all tell me. Y'all tell me. I think 11:30 might be my new time, y'all. I actually liked it. I hope you have a good day. Thank you, Art of War. I hope you have a good day as well. I'm about to make sure I hydrate and get, some food in me, knock out some work, and just relax. I don't have track practice today. So, yeah, Yvonne, thank you. I'm sorry, I forgot to shout you out as well. So, yeah, I think I'm 11:30, y'all. 11:30 is going to be my new time because I feel like it's closer to lunchtime and people can hop on. So, 11:30, my new time for right now. But thank you all. Be kind. Be safe and have a good day.